Hi guys, welcome back to the Birds Party channel. Today I am going to share with you some easy DIYs in the modern farmhouse style that is perfect for decorating your home or your kitchen. And if you're a subscriber here on the channel, you probably already noticed how much I love thrifting and upcycling different props and materials, whether to decorate my tablescapes or to decorate my home. And for this video, the inspiration came from these adorable little milk urns that I found at a local thrift store, and I actually paid more than I should have for them. The little one was 99 cents and the big one was 175, I believe. And they were actually metal, and I loved the shape of them, and they had little lids that could be taken off, so I thought they'd be perfect coupled together to decorate either my kitchen or a mantelpiece as well, filled with flowers. So I decided to change their appearance because I didn't care much for the designs of that weird red and black, whatever that was. So I just took some semi-gloss spray paint because I wanted to give them the kind of like chippy farmhouse enamel look. So I just sprayed them with my spray paint, and just any spray paint would work. You can find these at Michael's, online, on Amazon, wherever you live in the world. These are really inexpensive, and I had to do quite a few coats to cover up the designs, but be sure to spray them thinly with a thin coat first, let it dry, and then spray another coat on top so that you don't get any drips. And once the white coat was dry, I just went in with some black paint, and this is just any old standard acrylic black paint, and I used a makeup sponge because it allowed me a more precise application to make it look like enamel. And I just added a few stripes and little detailing here and there, so it didn't look too distressed, but distressed enough that it gave me like a modern farmhouse vibe. And because I used black acrylic paint on top of the gloss white or the semi-gloss white, I found that when the black was dry it kind of went a little bit faded, so I just went back in with my sponge and a little bit more paint and just touched up where needed. I love how these little milk jugs or milk urns turned out, and I think they look so cute together, you know, filled with flowers, and I can't wait to use them to decorate my home and my kitchen as well. And my next DIY project was actually this adorable sign that I used to decorate my kitchen, and it was inspired by an actual placemat that I found at the same thrift store. And because of the colors, you know, black and white, and the designs, I thought it looked super cute in a farmhouse style kitchen. And for this thrift flip, I decided to use some foam board and attach my placemat to the foam board, and then just use some wooden frame to frame the whole thing and make it look really pretty and like with the modern farmhouse vibe. And to stick everything down, I used some hot glue. Obviously you can use some super glue or some more permanent glue like E6000, but the hot glue worked really well and I didn't get any bubbling or any bumps or anything, so I just used that. But obviously feel free to use what you have handy and what suits your projects and your materials. And I should mention to you as well that I'm using or upcycling or recycling some foam board I already had at home. There's a little bit scratched and dented, but you could also use some thin woods or plywood or even some cardboard if you have that handy. You could leave the sign as it is, but I decided to add a little wooden frame or wooden border to my sign, and I just used a piece of scrap wood and measured the top, bottom and sides of my sign to be able to attach that. Obviously if you have a large canvas or a large photo frame, you could simply frame the placemat and be done with it, but I didn't have that, and I didn't have anything that was big enough for this project, so I decided to use some scrap wood. And to cut my wood, I use a little miter saw, which was really quick and easy. Obviously, if you have a circular saw, use that, but I don't have one to hand, and just a little saw did the job perfectly. And after all the pieces were cut, I just use a fine grit sandpaper just to take off the rough edges on the pieces of wood. Now at this stage you could leave the wood as it is, au naturel, or you could stain and use some wood stain, but I decided to use some black paint, and I'm using black acrylic paint, the same paint that I used to decorate the little milk urns, and it went on beautifully, and I only needed one coat. So once you've painted all the wood, obviously let it dry before attaching it to the sign. The wood that I'm using to frame my sign is super light, but I decided to use a mixture of hot glue and strong glue or E6000 just to make sure everything was nicely secure. The hot glue will allow the pieces to adhere to the sign very quickly, and the strong glue obviously will allow for a permanent hold. To finish off my sign, I just took some more of the black paint and just covered up the foam board at the back so that when you hang it up, you don't see any of the white bits. And I should mention to you, which I didn't record, but when my sign was dry, to be able to hang it to the wall, I just used a little metal hook on the back of the sign. I just hot glued that with a lot of hot glue and let it dry, and just use some command strips to hang it onto my wall. And here's a little vignette of how I have styled it in my studio kitchen, and I love how it all turned out. Hopefully you guys feel inspired as well to upcycle or recycle some thrifted items, or to transform some trash into treasure, to decorate your home and to decorate your kitchen in a modern farmhouse style. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.